Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Fix this camera, man. Shit, that's too much, huh? Check this out. Usyk's going to beat Fury. All right? He's going to beat him. Some people are going to be sour about it. But I really sat back and look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Because Fury's a 6'9". The man knows what's at stake. Fury's not going to get in there and play around. He looks to be in great shape. I'm not here to make jokes like I normally do about old Tyson Fury and lineal champion lineal, beat him fair and square. I'm not here to talk about Kinahan. I'm not here to talk about all the other shit that I always talk about with Tyson Fury. What I'm looking at, and the reason I went from picking Fury to beat Usyk, right? I just, at first glance, it's like, well, Tyson Fury's 6'9" and 85-inch reach. He should be able to stay behind the jab and just cause Usyk all kind of problems. And keep the fight simple, he should win. Easy, right? But then I started to really think, okay, Tyson Fury can get away with that kind of strategy against a lot of fighters. But with Usyk, I'm not so sure he really gets away with that. Now, there's a couple of things that we got to take into consideration here that I wasn't really thinking about, not really in depth, you know what I'm saying? But it's something I want to point out here. Because Fury has to make the fight physical. He's got to make it physical. You know what I'm saying? This is something I did not realize. Usyk is considered a heavyweight. You know, back in the day, Fury would be considered a super heavyweight, right? So I get that, and I understand that, you know. Goddamn eyeball bothering me, man. Goddamn secret society got me. But Usyk has a 78-inch reach. Let me show you this. He has a 78-inch reach, and I think that is going to be more than enough for Usyk to really give Tyson Fury some problems. And as a result, I think Tyson Fury is going to realize when Usyk is able to slip and get close to Fury and out on those angles, Usyk is going to be able to touch him. And he's going to be able to touch him pretty consistently. Usyk has this, I would say, like a hypnotizing boxing style. And you're watching that, and it's almost like he's a snake charmer, but in this case, I'm going to call him the gypsy charmer, because that's exactly what he's going to do. I think he's going to have Fury in a trance at times, and Fury's not going to really know what the hell's going on. But now, when you come and you take a look at Tyson Fury, and you really look at his dimensions, you know, it makes me wonder just if Tyson Fury is really looking, here he is right here, right? If he's really looking to use that 7-inch reach advantage to really just outbox and make the fight, look, I would say rather mundane and uneventful, just to cruise into a damn undisputed distinction. And I'm telling you, if Tyson Fury does that, I just think all hell's going to break loose, because nobody wants to see him jab all night and basically avoid engaging Usyk. But I think that's going to be extremely difficult for Tyson Fury, who's standing at 6'9" and 85 inches, to just sit back and 34 wins and 24 KOs, right? For him to sit back and with that crowd, although the Saudi crowd is normally pretty subdued, there's going to be some Ukrainians making noise. There's going to be some people there rooting for Fury making noise, and I think they will boo if Usyk is trying to step to him and Fury starts running. I don't think that's going to work out well. But knowing Tyson Fury and his pride, and remember, I'm not talking about all the other shit I normally talk about. He prides himself on being a fighting man, being proud of his gypsy culture, and I can't see Fury not wanting to fight. Now, the thing about all of this is He's not. Yeah. That's when you have kids. You can't even go live. Come here. I'm live right now. What do y'all want? Come on, tell me what you want. I don't care about this live. Okay, so go put it in your room so he doesn't slip again, all right? Close the door. Close the door. Thank you. When you have kids, that happens. But it's all about them, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he prides himself on being a fighting man. He prides himself on being a fighting man. I just think he's going to sit there at some point and he's going to fight Usyk. But this is where I think Tyson Fury will try to make it extremely physical. And this is where I think Usyk is going to have to be careful because Tyson Fury, he's going to have to do something like what he did to Deontay Wilder. I mean, anybody out here who thinks Tyson Fury is going to outbox Usyk, look, don't let your loyalty and your fanboyism, blind you. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury can box. Tyson Fury has skills. He has IQ. But he's not a guy who's necessarily in there catching, shooting, slipping, countering. He more or less is boxing and walking you into traps and unloading on you. I don't think that's going to work against Usyk. I think the best approach for Tyson Fury is to throw all that slick boxing stuff out the window and just go at him and smother him, get physical, make him uncomfortable, maybe some accidental headbutts. They're going to say accidental elbows, maybe intentional elbows. He's got to make it ugly. That's what he needs to do because I just can't see him coming in there thinking he's going to, just be able to pull off like a Mayweather Canelo type deal, Erislandy Lara, Paul Williams type deal. You know what I'm saying? He's going to pull a O'Shaquie Foster, Ray Vargas type deal. That's just not going to happen. Even Devin Haney Kambosos, he's not going to be able to do that because Usyk is fighting for something. Now, the other thing I want to bring up, you see Usyk and everything he's been through, man, with his country, with Tyson Fury insulting him, Tyson Fury trying to embarrass him, Tyson Fury pulling out the fight 4 times. Now Tyson Fury's, John Fury, man, I think John Fury's entertaining, but I think he was a pig for headbutting that young guy. You know what I'm saying? I think that was horrible. But at the same time, I know that tempers are flaring and emotions all over the place. But you can look and see that in that guy's face, he was young. And the guy was like a son to Usyk. So, young guy, man. I've seen all kind of reports as far as the age range of him. But the bottom line, he was young. I think somebody said 14. I think he may have been 14 between like 20 years old. Young guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's 58 something? Old enough to be his grandpa. You out here headbutting him and shit. So the bottom line is Usyk did not like that. His English, he speaks enough English for us to understand him, but he can't express himself in English like we can. But, he said what he said, and I understood exactly what he was trying to say. He was like, he has bad behavior. Now, I know what that meant. It meant F that MFer. You know what I'm saying? He's a coward. And that's exactly how I took it based on the nonverbals, the body language of Usyk. I can't see him getting in there and just allowing himself to be defeated by Tyson Fury unless they kill him. I think Tyson Fury has got himself in a situation he can't get out of. And the only way Tyson Fury can get to that finish line with the victory, I don't even think he knocks him out. I don't think he knocks out Usyk. Usyk is a tough man mentally. Tyson Fury, is he tough mentally? I mean, I'd like to give him credit for being mentally strong, but at the end of the day, I just think he realized he got himself into some shit here. You look at what Usyk was able to do with AJ. You look at Usyk since he's become a heavyweight, growing into the weight. You look at his physique now. Usyk is a heavyweight. Tyson Fury is a super heavyweight, but Tyson Fury lost all that weight. I'm telling you, I just don't think that made any sense for him to lose all that weight to come in here and fight Usyk. I think that was a bad choice. Does he look in shape? Yeah, he does. But him losing all that weight to fight Usyk essentially reminds me of Wilder gaining a whole bunch of weight to fight Tyson Fury, or Joyce losing a whole bunch of weight to fight Zhilei Zhang. Then Joyce putting a whole bunch of weight back on to fight Zhilei Zhang in a rematch. Sometimes messing with your weight is just not the answer. You know, you are what you are, and if you fight better with weight on you, to me, that's what you should do. Don't worry about how you look aesthetically. You know, Andy Ruiz, he was out here talking about he wants to be the heavyweight Canelo. Man lost a whole bunch of weight. Got in there with Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola put the bings on him. And then Andy Ruiz still, you know, he's in shape and he's looking good. But, you know, I like the fat Andy Ruiz. The Andy Ruiz that looked like a little Mexican marshmallow. You know what I'm saying? The bald head, soft face, look like a little kid. I like that Andy Ruiz. That Andy Ruiz was a problem. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's rich now. And he's obviously, I think he's let the comments from the fans get to him. And as a result, Andy Ruiz is really out here trying to get in the best shape possible. But I think he's more worried about people's opinions and perception of him other than his help and being in the best physical form needed to get in the ring and get victories. But he's going to get an opportunity to show us what he's about when he fights Gerald Miller. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm getting at is talking about fighters, especially at heavyweights, at being in the best shape for them to get in the ring and get a victory. And Tyson Fury, I just, to know he's coming in to fight the lightest he's ever been in his career. You guys hear that? That doesn't always equate to someone being able to float around the ring and float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's not what it equates to. It could be what Tyson Fury possibly overtrained, where his legs go. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily good. I'm telling you from experience, running and training and everything. And man, if you haven't taken the time for R&R, a little rest and recovery, man, to recuperate, you know, your body, that shit will show up during a form of exercise, and in particular, in a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out here who's really cut weight or ran marathons or just had a very active lifestyle, especially involving running and conditioning and stuff like that, I think you would agree. You can peak and be ready, be in optimal form, but then you can kind of take it to the stupid with your training and go a little bit beyond where you should be. And now when it's time for the big event, whether it's a marathon, whether it's a wrestling match, boxing match, all of a sudden, you know, your legs ain't really there. Playing soccer, basketball, football, whatever sport it is, all of a sudden your legs just, you feel funny. Your body feels funny, you know? So I think it is important to peak at the right time to be able to hold that and to be able to go into the boxing match being 100%. I'm telling you from experience, I know. I used to, every time I had a fit test, once I got up like 33 years old, before that, I go and run, and I was running a mile and a half for like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Then it got up to like 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Then the shit was like 9:40. Then it was like 10:30. Then it was like 11:50 something. You know what I mean? Because over the years, it just took a toll on me. But I remember running. I'd be running, and I would sprint. No kidding, like 5 miles. I would take off. Probably my whole body would warm up around the 12, 13 minute mark, and I would just take off. Yo, kid, I would sprint like that shit, like damn near sprint the next hour. Like I used to run 5 miles. That should be like almost a sprint the whole time on flat land. But when I hit them hills, I'd have to take a deep breath and pace myself. But I had a rhythm. The way I jogged had a rhythm. Twice through my nose, once out my mouth. And I'd just be out. And I was in great shape. But I remember there'd be those days where I'd be, I talked about this before, I'd be running and just sprinting up hills everywhere. Just crazy. People used to be driving by honking at me, cheering me on and shit. And then I go out there the next day and my shins would hurt, my legs would hurt, my feet fell flat. And I'm like, God damn, do I need new sneakers? And it's not that. It's just my body needed a break. So we're going to see how things go with old Tyson Fury, man. You know, we're going to see how it goes. But I'm telling you, in my opinion, he's going to have to be physical, and Usyk's going to have to be slippery, and he's going to have to frustrate Tyson Fury. And as a result, have Tyson Fury make himself more vulnerable and Usyk capitalize. I'm telling you, man, I am looking, the more I think about it, at first I wasn't too excited about this fight. But now that I'm looking at it and really understanding what Tyson Fury brings to the table, and he brings a lot, what Usyk brings to the table, but then what they're fighting for. Fury's fighting for money. Usyk's fighting for legacy. Fury don't care about them belts. He's fighting for money. I think if Fury gets bing bing, I think he stops. I know he's a gypsy, the whole gypsy thing in fighting, a fighting man. I just think if he start getting bing bing, gypsy may say no mas. I know that sounds crazy. He's not fighting for legacy. And if he's getting embarrassed and Usyk is up, they're in round 8 and Usyk's been shutting him down the first 8 rounds, you may see Fury getting there and just lose it. Or he may do something flagrant. That's just how I see it, man. I think it's a competitive fight. I expect it to kind of go back and forth, but I think Usyk is just going to be putting the rounds in the bag. I really do. And the only chance Fury has, in my opinion, is maybe if he uses that 7-inch reach advantage, puts the jab out, fight him like Vladimir Klitschko, fight him like Vitaly, fight him like Lennox Lewis. The Tyson Fury I think he has an easy road to a win. But if that ain't working and he chooses not to do that, he's going to have to be physical. Very physical and just make it ugly. But I just think Usyk is ready for that. I don't think Usyk expects Fury to try to outbox him. But we're going to see how it goes, right? And you know what? I'm proud of myself because I got through this whole video. I didn't say nothing crazy about Tyson Fury like I normally do. I'm giving him the credit as the champion that he is. And the bottom line is, it doesn't matter what we think. He's accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. And he did come back from depression. He did come back from drug addiction. And he's here now. All the other stuff we normally talk about, I ain't talking about it in this video. The bottom line is, these are the facts. This is what Tyson Fury has done. So when I just deal with the facts, I got to applaud him. You know what I'm saying? What I can prove, I have to applaud him. The other stuff, whatever. But going into this weekend, if he can go in there and outbox and beat Usyk, you got to applaud him. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say, hey, I'll say I was wrong. But I'm at the same time, I'm telling you, I think this shit's a very close fight, man. It's just whoever can impose their style and stay disciplined round after round. And the person who's shown they can do that is Usyk. And Fury will get a little bit ridiculous if things aren't going his way. And if you're still wondering why I'm saying that, I ain't talking about Wilder, I ain't talking about Kinahan, I ain't talking about the loaded gloves crap, I ain't talking about Usman Sajad, because in his last fight, Fury threw that elbow at Ngannou because shit wasn't going his way. That's why I'm saying it. All the other stuff, I ain't gonna get into that in this video. It's when that man in Saudi Arabia, in front of the whole world, threw that ridiculous elbow at Ngannou. That just lets you know what you're dealing with Tyson Fury. If he did it once, he'll do it again. And he may need to do it and risk losing 1 or 2 points to get the upper hand in that fight. And I think he will do it. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.